You are born at 8 tons, not 8 pounds, not 8 kilograms, 8 metric tons, roughly the weight of a fully loaded African bush elephant, and you are a newborn. You enter the ocean tail first, in warm tropical water, and within hours you are swimming and breathing on your own. Your mother produces milk that is 35 to 50% fat, so thick it has the consistency of toothpaste, and you drink approximately 380 to 570 liters of it every single day. You gain 90 kilograms per day during nursing. That is roughly the weight of an adult human being added to your body every 24 hours. By the time your mother stops nursing you at around 6 or 7 months, you have gained somewhere between 15 and 20 tons since birth. You are the largest newborn on Earth, and the species you belong to is the largest animal that has ever existed on this planet, bigger than any dinosaur ever discovered. Welcome to your life as a blue whale. Your full-grown body will reach up to 30 meters in length, roughly the height of a 10-story building laid on its side, and weigh between 130 and 170 metric tons. Your tongue alone weighs as much as an elephant, approximately 2.7 tons. Your heart is roughly the size of a small car, weighs up to 600 kilograms, and beats so powerfully that its sound can be detected up to 3 kilometers away. A human child could crawl through your aorta, the main artery carrying blood out of your heart, without touching the walls. You have no teeth. Instead, you have 300 to 400 plates of baleen hanging from your upper jaw, stiff, comb-like structures made of keratin, the same material as human fingernails, and these are how you eat. Your food is krill, tiny shrimp-like crustaceans, each one only a few centimeters long, and you need between 2,700 and 4,000 kilograms of them every single day just to fuel your body. That is roughly 40 million individual krill. Every day, here is how you catch them. You spot a dense swarm below you, a cloud of krill so thick it turns the water orange from above, and you accelerate toward it. You open your mouth to an almost perfectly spherical shape, and your throat pouch, made of pleated accordion-like folds, expands to hold a volume of water that temporarily doubles your body size. In a single lunge, you can take in up to 457 kilograms of krill-filled water. Then your multi-ton tongue pushes the water out through the baleen plates, and the krill stay trapped inside. You eat like this for up to 20 hours a day during feeding season, in the cold, nutrient-rich waters of high latitudes during summer months, building a blubber layer up to 30 centimeters thick that will fuel you through the long months ahead when you barely eat at all. During feeding season, you are consuming enough krill to fill a small truck. During migration season, you are burning through that stored energy to cross ocean distances that most animals never travel in a lifetime. You are a blue whale, and distance is simply part of your existence. Your migration covers up to 16,000 kilometers round trip, from your summer feeding grounds in cold, high-latitude waters to your winter breeding areas in warm, low-latitude waters, then back again. If you are a North Pacific blue whale, you feed along the California coast and in the Gulf of Alaska in summer, then travel south toward Mexico, Costa Rica, or even Chile in winter. If you are an Antarctic blue whale, the largest of the 3 recognized subspecies, you feed in the Southern Ocean during the Southern Hemisphere summer and migrate north into tropical Indo-Pacific waters when winter comes. Research has shown that your migration is not purely instinct, it is also memory. Experienced blue whales use learned knowledge of where productive krill patches tend to form in different seasons, returning to the same feeding areas year after year with remarkable precision, tracked by satellite tags that show individual animals following nearly identical routes across successive years. Some blue whale populations in the Indian Ocean appear to have reduced or even non-migratory behavior, staying in productive year-round zones instead of undertaking long seasonal journeys, which tells scientists that migration is an adaptive strategy for your species, not a fixed biological program locked in at birth. Your voice is the loudest of any animal on Earth. Your calls are low-frequency moans and pulses in the infrasound range, typically 10 to 40 Hz, and can reach intensities of up to 188 decibels measured close to your body, which makes them louder than a jet engine at close range. They travel through water for distances that researchers estimate at up to 1,600 kilometers under ideal ocean conditions. Humans cannot hear your voice without instruments. Your calls fall below the 20 Hz threshold of human hearing, but other blue whales can find you across an entire ocean basin. Every blue whale population has its own dialect, a distinct call pattern in frequency, rhythm, and structure that differs from every other population worldwide. Scientists have documented at least 9 distinct blue whale song types globally, and by analyzing these calls, they can track individual animals across ocean basins without ever seeing them. You call year-round. If you are male, your songs likely serve a reproductive purpose, advertising your fitness to females who may be hundreds or even thousands of kilometers away, listening in the dark. Since the mid-20th century, researchers have recorded a consistent, worldwide decrease in the pitch of blue whale calls, a phenomenon called the blue whale frequency shift. Why this is happening is still debated. Some researchers think it reflects population recovery, with more whales adjusting their pitch as competition increases. Others point to changes in ocean acoustics caused by warming water, noise pollution, or the constant background roar of commercial shipping. Your ocean is not silent. It is full of ship noise, sonar, and industrial sound, and all of it competes with the signals you use to find food, navigate, and find a mate. You live for 80 to 90 years. The oldest blue whale verified by scientists, through a technique of counting annual layers in ear wax, similar to counting tree rings, was approximately 110 years old at death. During that century of life, you spend most of it alone. Blue whales are not social animals in the way dolphins or humpback whales are. You travel alone or occasionally in a pair, typically a mother and her calf. Even in the feeding aggregations that form during peak krill season, up to 60 blue whales in a relatively small patch of ocean, the whales are not socializing. They are independently exploiting the same food source and ignoring each other. Your ocean is defined by vast empty distances, cold, dark water, and the sound of your own voice echoing back from canyon walls kilometers below. Your heart beats 4 to 8 times per minute at the surface. On a deep dive, it slows to as few as 2 beats per minute, the lowest heart rate of any mammal on Earth. You can dive to approximately 300 meters and hold your breath for 10 to 20 minutes, though most of your feeding dives are shorter. You swim at a steady cruising speed of around 20 kilometers per hour, but when alarmed, you can push that to 48 kilometers per hour in short bursts. When you surface to breathe, your blow, the column of exhaled air and water vapor, shoots up to 12 meters into the air. On a calm day, it is visible from kilometers away. Your skin is blue-gray on your back, with pale yellowish mottling on your belly, caused by a layer of microscopic diatoms that cling to your underside in cold water. 19th century, whalers called you the sulfur-bottom whale because of it. Females reproduce slowly, giving birth approximately once every 2 to 3 years after a 10 to 12-month pregnancy, and not reaching sexual maturity until somewhere between 5 and 15 years of age. Because of this slow reproductive rate, a healthy blue whale population under ideal conditions can increase by no more than about 8% per year. That number matters enormously because of what happened to your species between 1900 and 1966. Before the era of industrial whaling, between 250,000 and 350,000 blue whales swam the world's oceans. In 1868, a Norwegian whaler named Svend Foyn invented the explosive harpoon cannon, a weapon fired from powered catcher boats that made blue whales, previously too fast and powerful for hand-thrown harpoons, suddenly huntable. In a single Antarctic whaling season, 1930 to 1931, approximately 29,000 blue whales were killed. By the time the International Whaling Commission banned commercial blue whale hunting in 1966, the global population had collapsed to an estimated 5,000 to 10,000 individuals, a reduction of more than 97% from pre-whaling numbers. The Antarctic subspecies, once numbering approximately 200,000, was reduced to somewhere between 300 and 400 individuals at its lowest point. A population of 200,000 compressed into a few hundred breeding animals in less than 70 years. Today, the global blue whale population is estimated at somewhere between 10,000 and 25,000 individuals across all subspecies. The IUCN Red List classifies you as endangered. The Antarctic subspecies shows signs of very slow recovery. Recent estimates suggest around 2,000 to 2,500 individuals. But recovery from a collapse that's severe, at a reproductive rate of 8% per year maximum, is measured in generations, not decades. You are still threatened. Ship strikes kill blue whales along major shipping lanes where your migration routes overlap with commercial vessel traffic. Your reaction time is too slow for the speed of modern ships. Noise pollution from those same ships disrupts the communication system that connects you to potential mates across thousands of kilometers of open ocean. Entanglement in fishing gear is a persistent cause of death, and climate change is warming the krill-rich cold waters you depend on for feeding, shifting prey distributions in ways that may force longer migrations or reduce feeding efficiency. You have survived on this planet for millions of years, in an ocean that has changed around you many times. You crossed the near extinction of the whaling era, 97% gone and still here. Your calls are still crossing ocean basins tonight, in frequencies no human ear can catch, in a language that has been spoken in these waters far longer than our species has existed. There is a video on this channel that covers the entire story of how the whaling industry collapsed blue whale populations from 350,000 to near zero. The specific ships, the specific seasons, the specific numbers, and what the recovery effort since 1966 has actually achieved, species by species. Watch that next if what you just heard made you want the full picture, because the numbers in that video are harder to sit with than anything covered here.